Hello, everyone. Welcome to this chill out session of InSPE today on a nice Saturday. I'm very glad to see that you found your way here. And let me just very briefly tell you what this is, who we are, and what's going to be happening today. So, we are InSPE, which stands for International Student Productions Enschede, and we are a relatively new organization here at the University of Twente. We started 5 years ago, yes, with a musical production of Jesus Christ Superstar. And it's kind of snowballed into creating this association for making more and more musical productions throughout the years. So InSPE has so far done officially one, but we still consider Jesus Christ Superstar to be one of us as well. So let's say 2 musical productions. Jesus Christ Superstar back in 2017 and West Side Story in 2019, so last year. And InSPE's productions, musical productions, feature a large cast, a huge orchestra, many people behind the stage, behind the scenes as well. So it's kind of like a real thing, but for students and with students. So it's a great way to do something in culture, which is like a huge collaborative project. And for next year, we are planning to do a musical called Fiddler on the Roof. So a very interesting tale about traditions and love and willingness to break those traditions and, you know, kind of do your own thing, despite everyone else telling you no. So today we would like to, you know, just have this chill out session with you, talk about who we are, what we do, answer your questions. So feel free to drop them in the chat. We will be here live talking to you at the same time. And while we do that, since one part of InSPE's activities is also, you know, creating the set decor and the costumes for the production, then today we've decided to do this kind of artsy chill out. We have Ilse over there working on a painting, so we'll see how far we get in 30 minutes. And we have Marit over there. Marit, what are you doing?
I'm going to be doing a cross stitch. A small one, but I don't think I'll be able to get it done in 30 minutes.
That's okay. We have another 30 minutes at 3 o'clock as well. And me, I'm Ava, and I will be, you know, keeping the conversation going and seeing what happens. And to everyone who is watching us right now, again, very warm welcome. Feel free to join us, to pick up a pen or a pencil, a digital tool, whatever is your preference, and sort of ideate with us on how the Fiddler on the Roof production could look like, or what it could be like. So we actually watched the movie yesterday with the board. We're missing one of our board members right now, Aran. He's actually already making music at another parallel workshop, but you will meet with him at some point. Anyway, yesterday we actually watched the movie of the Fiddler on the Roof. So, girls, what did you think of it? What was your impression of the Fiddler on the Roof?
Yeah, I
There's a lot more humor in there.
Yeah, that exactly. A lot of humor.
What kind of humor? What were some of the humorous parts?
Well, the scene that immediately sticks out to me is the one where the father goes to talk to the butcher to see if the butcher can marry his daughter, but they have a miscommunication, and one person thinks they're talking about the daughter and the other thinks they're talking about a cow. So that's an interesting situation.
That one was really nice. And also just like the all the Russian dancing and everything was really nice to see.
Oh yeah, the Russian dancing, and then there's also a scene with the Jews where they dance with the bottles on their heads.
Yeah, really impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I wonder how that would look like in our production.
Yeah, me too.
Because when I saw that scene, I was thinking like, I mean, I don't doubt that we will find dancers who can pull this off, but I was still thinking like, could we, use some magnets or something to secure them?
Just to be sure.
Just to be sure. We'll see what our creatives and participants come up with. But talking about the productions and the dancing, then actually what InSPE does, I mentioned before, in our musical productions, we have a huge cast, and the cast members, they do the acting, they do singing, there's solo singing, there's choir singing, and also dancing, very nice choreography, etc. So that's what the cast does. Am I missing something from the cast? Marit will correct me.
Have a lot of fun as well.
And have a lot of fun. And then we also have an orchestra, full of like a full orchestra. So not like a band or something, but we aim to really pull this off, because also this musical has really great sheet music. So all sorts of instruments, and definitely the violin, right? The fiddle. We really need that one, right?
Yeah, it's in the title. You can't skip it.
Exactly. So what I want to tell to you, the viewers, is if you are interested in acting, dancing, singing, playing an instrument,
or even setting up the techniques.
The techniques as well, yes, for all the sound and the lights and engineering, and also the concept creation. So getting there, making sure the visuals are right with all the stage decor and costumes. So whatever your interests are, be they cultural or maybe more administrative even, then you can always contact us and join us. And also in the description of this YouTube live should be a bunch of links that direct you to our social media, to a sign-up form to show your interest, and make sure to...
guys, the video isn't, the video is set to private.
How come?
We've just been talking to ourselves.
Yes.
No, it's public.
No, I see a comment here.
It is most definitely public. But we had a link update, so maybe you have a wrong link. Your streaming service. Just to check, I see that we have some viewers. Then could someone say how you found us in the chat? I know Pascal found us. Pascal has already told us that we definitely need to have the bottle dance because it's such a highlight. And I completely agree with you, Pascal. We definitely need to have the bottle dance. I'm just super interested in seeing how it will look like. I think it's definitely quite a challenge.
I already said yesterday while watching that scene, like, I would join the cast just for that dance. Like,
well, you'd join the male cast just for that dance.
Exactly, because only the males dance, and I was just like, no.
I'm sure we can figure something out with that. I mean, it's it's possible to do. But let's see. So, what are you working on, Ilse, right now?
Well, it's probably the one most iconic scene from Fiddler on the Roof is actually the Fiddler on the roof, basically. So at the start of the movie, of the musical, you have a scene where the fiddler is playing his music on a roof, and at the sunrise. So I'm doing that right now. So we're making a sunrise.
Awesome. Good. Very nice. And do you think we could post it online afterwards when you're done to?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. And if the viewers are also working on some kind of creative things, just painting your soul out, then make sure to send us your paintings, tag us on Instagram, and we will get it. Yes. Pascala, meanwhile, says that she found this video via our homepage, but indeed the previous link doesn't work anymore. But if you found it from our homepage, then at least it's public. So let's hope others find us as well somewhere. Awesome. So Marit, you have actually been part of both the West Side Story last year and the Jesus Christ Superstar 2 years before that. So yes. Could you maybe tell us a bit about your experience?
Well, I joined the first production, Jesus Christ Superstar, when I just joined the university. So yeah, very young still. But it was such a great time. Everyone felt like a family there, and we had it was just, yeah, I have a passion for singing, and Jesus Christ Superstar involved so much singing, and I was very happy with that. And after that, we realized it was a one-time thing, and we were all pretty sad. And then some people said, oh, but we can do this more often. And then West Side Story happened, and then it was amazing again. So yeah, that's also kind of how I rolled into the board, because I just think this is so much fun. So many people should be able to experience this.
That's really nice to hear. Do you have any anecdotes from rehearsals, for example?
Pooh. Well, oh my gosh. I remember during Jesus Christ Superstar, the choreography rehearsals, we'd focus a lot on getting to know each other better. So we'd walk around the room and give each other handshakes, or we'd walk. Well, that's not. Yeah, this was 4 years ago, so there was no corona then. But we'd walk around the room and give each other hugs and that kind of stuff, just to feel comfortable with each other on stage. And if you feel comfortable with each other in person, you'll feel comfortable with each other on stage, and it's just, you make friends for a long period of time. Like, there were quite a few relationships that blossomed out of that as well. So yeah.
Yeah, for me it was the same. So I haven't been on stage during the productions, but I sort of got into it at the end of the actual production process last time of West Side Story. And I distinctly remember this feeling of having a family away from home, you know, away from, because I'm not from the Netherlands, so I was completely, you know, on a different environment, and this was very, very nice, warm and fuzzy feeling, you know. I still wonder if it's a specialty for theater people to be able to create this warm and accepting environments. What do you think?
I think there are more people that are able to do that, most definitely. But in theater, you put something intimate on stage, and that creates a bond. And yeah, you feel that. I think that's the feeling that you got.
Yeah. And I see actually in the comments, I see that Robert has decided to pop by. Robert was the director for West Side Story and a participant in Jesus Christ Superstar as well.
Not only the participant, the founder, Eva.
The founder, yes. So Robert was actually the one who thought like, why don't we do something massive? And they started talking to people, and you know, got the snowball rolling, and that's how Jesus Christ Superstar actually happened. So we're really happy to have you here, Robert. Take a break from directing Kick-In TV. You should be familiar to all the watchers of Kick-In TV. Join us, grab a pen or a pencil to, you know, draw the fiddler, draw a scene, whatever.
Do a crayfish.
And we're very glad to have you. Robert is also planned to be the director for the Fiddler on the Roof. So we very much look forward to what he comes up with as well. And talking about directors, then one value proposition, I suppose, or one aspect of InSPE is being able to provide this professional guidance to our participants. And by that, we mean that we have really experienced directors, choreographers, and conductors on our team who very much look forward to sharing their knowledge with all the participants and to really create this holistic, professional-like experience to all the participants. So yeah, during the rehearsals, we will have a lot of guidance. And Marit, what was your experience with that actually? Who was your favorite?
Oh, Eva, don't do this to me. Please.
Okay, then I won't. Well, we have no favorites. Everyone is our favorite, right?
Exactly. No, but the creatives are very fun to work with, all three of them.
Yeah, so we have Melanie and Robert and Peter, both last year and this year as well, and they really work well together, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And they work together well with students.
Oh yeah.
So that's a lot of fun, guaranteed.
Just a quick tip: when you're painting, don't drop it in your tea.
Wait, what?
Oh no!
I thought,
what are you doing?
This, but yeah, that's sad.
Oh. But maybe it gives it this extra oomph, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing like a little paint in your tea.
No, like maybe the tea will help with the inspiration. I don't know, with the drawing.
Yeah. Just in case, maybe not drink it.
No, that's not.
Cool. But maybe let's talk about the general story of the Fiddler on the Roof. Now that we all have it freshly in our minds from yesterday, from watching the movie, could you maybe recap what happened in there? So what is the story about?
So the story is about Tevye. He's a man who lives in a village named Anatevka. And Anatevka is a village.
I think I lost you for a moment. Marit, can you still hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. Shall I?
Froze a bit.
Oh no. But yeah, anyway, Anatevka is a very Jewish, a very traditionalized village, and the story starts, well, kind of with Tevye's daughter, who doesn't want to get married, because if girls get married, they have to go through the process of getting a matchmaker who will make them a match with a man, and they will just have to accept. So she talks about how she wants to marry the tailor, but her father actually goes along with the plan of a matchmaker of marrying her to the butcher, who's an old man, really old man. And Tevye has 5 daughters actually, and the 3 eldest are like at the age to get married. And so the oldest is like, I don't want to get married to someone from the matchmaker. I want to get married from someone I choose, which is already like the tradition versus what I want part. And she teaches her sisters like, yeah, but like you won't get married to a prince. You will get married to a man who's old, who's probably bald, that kind of things. Yeah, and so they go. Tevye agrees with the butcher that they will get married. Then they drink a lot, like a lot. And they go to the bar, and then there's a whole lot of Slavic dancing. Maybe you can talk a bit more about that, Eva.
Yes, Slavic dancing. Oh, yesterday I commented on that scene being one of my favorites. I think Slavic dancing is always it's amazing. Like, I've seen it live, and I always admire it. It's like, especially with the guys dance in Slavic regions, it's like they ignore gravity. I don't know how they do it. It's like either in the squat or like jumping high in the air, doing all sorts of crazy movements with your legs and everything, your whole body. And I always find it very mesmerizing to watch. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that on stage as well with our production, just to see how people pull it off. Because to me, as an observer, it just feels very wow and very difficult to pull off. But I'm sure that with people interested in dancing, and also with Melanie in front of the team, no doubt it's going to be terrific. So there were 5 daughters, right, of a Jewish man living in Russia, and the first one was in love with a poor tailor, and was being arranged to marry someone else. So then, when Tevye, the papa, the father, the man of the house, told her daughter that, then obviously there were tears and begging to let her oldest daughter marry who she loves. And actually, I think Tevye is a very interesting character in that musical as well, because he sort of seems to be very strict and kind of in traditions, but he always finds compromise, or sort of, goes soft, I suppose. And that was the case with the marriage as well, where he had to break the news. So he actually agreed with her eldest daughter marrying for love, and then he had to serve this to his wife. And what he did was he came up with a dream. So he pretended to have a dream that was sort of foretelling, a voice beyond the grave, that his eldest daughter should really be allowed to marry for love. And that's what happened, actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all is well that ends well, at least in that storyline. But there were more storylines because there were more daughters. So what happened to the second eldest daughter?
Well, the second eldest, actually, there was this man who had studied in Kiev, and he was now in Anatevka, and he was pretty poor, but he wasn't Jewish, and he had, or was he? I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, he had these really modern ideals. So he was pretty much against traditions and everything, which didn't fall well in a town full of tradition. But so the second eldest daughter actually fell in love with him, and well, you always get like a similar kind of drama of she wants to marry him, but yeah, his ideas are weird, and it's all new, and daughters shouldn't choose who they want, and so that's a bit of drama. But eventually, Tevye also gives them the blessing, and however, the guy she fell in love with left first to protest against the Tsar and everything, and to modernize the world, bring it out that he is. So that's a bit of drama too. And yeah, overall, I think their story went really okay-ish, because immediately after that we focus on the third daughter, who meets also a guy. He's from the Russian army, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, and he isn't Jewish, which is a big no if you're Jewish yourself and in the time. So, but she falls in love with him, and she asks her father for the blessing for their marriage, and that's the only time when Tevye is like, I won't do this. I'm not going to agree with this. I won't give you my blessing. So that is pretty sad. But then they kind of run away together and get married anyways. And so that's a bit of family conflict because Tevye then pretends that she's no longer his daughter because, yeah, she ran away with a guy who isn't Jewish and who is Dutch choosing. So it's pretty sad. But we don't get much time to think about that because then the ending of the story comes near and the Russian army actually forces all the villagers to leave Anatevka because the whole area has to be cleared. So they have 3 days to leave their homes and leave everything behind. They once do. And start all over in another place. And that's pretty much where the story ends, I believe.
Yeah, so actually it doesn't have this really nice happy ending, does it?
That might be an InSPE theme. The previous two musicals didn't have a happy ending either.
Ooh.
True. I wonder if it's by accident that we always end up choosing these kinds of musicals.
Yeah, I've got to say that like the music and the dancing and everything, it is great. Like Tevye has a unique style of dancing, which is amazing to watch. So yeah, it starts out as a pretty fun movie and it ends a bit sad, but it's still nice to watch.
And there's a lot of singing and a lot of dancing and a lot of music making going on. Mm-hmm. So again, if you are interested in culture, if you're looking for a cultural outlet, you want to act or dance or play an instrument, sing in this really big musical production, then join InSPE. There are links in the video description down below, both for signing up and showing your interest, but also our social media channels, so you can stay up to date with what is going on. And we are most likely having auditions at the end of September, beginning of October. So if you sign up in the interest list now, then you will definitely get more information coming soon about the production and the auditions as well. So almost half an hour has passed. Ilse, I see you progressed quite a lot. This already looks like a really nice ready-made painting.
Yeah, I think I kind of liked how it worked out.
Yeah, nice.
Very nice. Really captured this sunset feeling.
Yeah, all that finger painting can do.
And Marit, how about you?
Well, I'm not as far. I've got this this small little corner here.
Cute. What are you gonna make?
Well, it kind of resembles the sunset thing as well. It's 3 layers, and it says Fiddler on the roof in black letters. And the thing I made here is the sun.
Ah.
But it looks more like a mountain or a house than a person because it's not detailed enough to resemble a person.
Nice. So as you can see, also we here on the board are quite creative in coming up with various ideas for design already. So we really look forward to having more of you around to bring your creative ideas on the table, bring your skills, your experience, your interests. If you're interested, just let us know, either sign up in the mailing list or contact us in some other way. And we will very gladly have you And I think this wraps up for now our 30 minutes. We will be back in another 30 minutes. So at 3 o'clock, we will be here again at the very latest. So if you still want to know more, if you have some questions you want to ask us, then drop them in the comments in the live stream, and we will see you soon. But we are back now. Hi, I am Eva here from InSPE together with Ilse and Marit. And we are very, very happy to see you here. Now, let me tell you a bit about what is InSPE. So InSPE stands for International Student Productions Enschede, and we make big, large-scale collaborative projects. Previous 2 projects have been musical productions, West Side Story in 2019 and Jesus Christ Superstar in 2017. And by musical productions, I mean really, really nice musical productions. We're talking full cast, full orchestra, people on and off stage in real theatre settings. So the real thing. We also provide professional guidance in the form of our creatives, our directors, choreographers, and conductors, very nice, pleasant people who very keenly teach everything they know to the participants. And the upcoming project for InSPE is a musical production of Fiddler on the Roof, so a classic tale of tradition and breaking tradition, marrying for love instead of arranged marriage, and this very, very cool production that we are all very much looking forward to. And we would love to have you with us at the production. So if you are interested in doing any kind of creative activity or administrative activity, talking about dancing, singing, playing an instrument, doing some theater, acting, then make sure to sign up on our interest list or contact us via our social media and let us know of your interest. So today we will basically just chat with you, answer your questions and your comments, and all this while doing some creative activities revolving around the topic of the Fiddler on the Roof. So I have with me Ilse and Marit, and let's see what they are doing. Ilse, what are you working on right now? Nice. Looks very nice already. Looking forward to see what comes out of it. And how about you, Marit? What are you working on?
I'm working on a cross stitch. It resembles kind of similar. I'll show you how far along I am now, which isn't too far at the moment, but I already managed to spell out the roof, so I still need a fiddler on the somewhere here.
Nice. That looks very nice. Super awesome. So to everyone who is watching, feel free to grab a pen, some paper, maybe a paintbrush or any digital tool, and join us in just spending half an hour on doing something creative. I want to encourage you all to type your questions and your comments in this text box, live chat, and we will answer them. So anything you want to know about InSPE, us, or life in general. So let's talk a bit about the previous productions of InSPE. Now, Marit, you have been in both of them, in Jesus Christ Superstar that started it all, and in West Side Story 2 years later. So
Yeah.
tell us a bit, what's it like?
Being a part of InSPE, it's very good. It's a great experience. I joined when I was in my first year at university, so yeah, I'm also a member of musical in the choir, and some people came in and they were like, "We're going to do this cool, awesome project. Who wants to join?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, sounds like fun. I like musical theater, so why not?" And it was a very good choice. I remember being very nervous on the day of auditions. I almost didn't go. I almost turned back, but I was like, "No, we're going to do this," and I'm very happy I did. It's just a great feeling to have just a group of people around you. It almost feels like a family, and it's just a lot of fun. So we realized that Jesus Christ Superstar was intended to be a one-time thing, and we were all very sad about that. And luckily, some people said like, "Hey, we want to do this more often," so they organized West Side Story, and of course, I participated in that again, and that was a lot of fun too. So yeah, I thought this year it's my turn to do the organizing and let other people have that amazing experience as well.
Nice. We're very glad to have you here with us. So could you tell us, like, for participants, what can they expect? What will the process look like?
The process will be that we first do some auditions, because, well, a lot of people can join. I participated in the cast, so I can't say that much about the orchestra. But we specifically chose a musical, Fiddler on the Roof, that requires a large cast. So we do auditions to see which part you fit best, and then the rehearsals start, which are a great deal of fun. And then eventually we'll also need some rehearsal weekends, because you'll always see that you don't have enough time. And at the end of it all, we go to the theater in Hengelo and in Enschede, and we perform it in an actual large live theater, which is also going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to it all.
So new students will probably have the question, how much time will it actually take? How much effort? Will it be manageable next to studies?
Well, I can speak from the experience of being a first-year student as well during my first experience with InSPE, and I found it very manageable. It costs like an evening in the week, and then you'll probably need to do some learning songs at home as well, but I find it manageable.
Okay, nice. And I mean, I know you've always been very active, so you most likely had a lot of other things in addition to InSPE and your studies, right?
Oh, most definitely. Yep. I'm not a person who can sit still for.
True. But let's maybe talk about the story, the production of next year, Fiddler on the Roof. What is that story about?
Yeah, so the story is about a man named Tevye. He lives in an old traditional village named Anatevka in Russia. And so he is a poor man, and he actually wants to be rich, but he isn't. So he just has to do what he has. And life in the village, their eldest daughter, Title, is at the age that she could get married. So what happens is that the matchmaker in the village, because that's how things work there, because tradition, the matchmaker makes a match for Title with the butcher in the village. He's an old man. He is already widowed from his first wife. So, and Title, of course, doesn't want that because she's in love with a poor tailor. So the father, Tevye, goes to the butcher and actually makes the agreement of saying, hey, my daughter will marry you. So they go out drinking, and they're all happy, and they have the agreement. They get very drunk, very, very drunk. And in the bar, there is a lot of dancing also, because there are also people from the Russian army. So you have kind of conflict dancing, which is really interesting to watch. Maybe you could tell more about the dancing going on there. Eva.
Yes, sorry, I was typing a comment to our question in the feed. The dancing, yes. So there's a lot of interesting dancing, both from the Jewish side and from the Russian side. So traditional Slavic dancing with lots of squats and legs in the air, and there's this amazing dance with the bottles. So where the Jews dance with bottles held on their heads, and it's just magnificent. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing that on stage, done by our participants as well. On a side note, we have Mr. McBlue asking us whether we also have a crew for stage design and lighting, and lighting and something like that. Yes, we do. We are looking for both the cast and the orchestra, but also for various other roles, such as sound technicians, light technicians, people interested in doing all the supportive roles, which in some cases, dare I say, are very, very important, if not even the most important. But of course, yes, we are looking for people interested in also doing set design, costume design, tinkering around with all the stage tech, helping us also with the administrative tasks. So we also have some board roles available if you are interested in really getting into it and also helping make this come to reality. Then just sign up in the link below. Tell us your interest, contact us, send us an email, and we will make it work. So we're always looking for good people. It doesn't matter what your interests are. We can definitely figure something great out for you. So be sure to sign up. Awesome. And if you have any more questions, make sure to type them in the live chat and we will try to answer them as we go. Coming back to the story, so the eldest daughter was supposed to marry a butcher, but didn't, right? So in the end, actually, she did find permission to marry his love, thanks to some persuasion from his papa towards, or from her papa towards her mama's direction. So in that storyline, everything was kind of well in the end, right? But there were two alternative storylines with two of the other sisters, so two of the other daughters. What happened with them?
Yeah, so the second oldest daughter, she actually fell in love with a guy who wasn't from the village itself, actually. He studied in Kiev and he came to the village and he has all these enlightened ideas, futuristic ideas actually, about the government, about how things should be. So that's actually a kind of a no-go in a village where tradition is so important. So, but okay, he has some good ideas about the Bible and everything. So Tevye allows him to be a teacher to his youngest two daughters. But the second oldest daughter actually falls in love with him. But so she goes to tell her father, like, hey, I want to marry this guy. And of course, tradition is that the matchmaker makes the match, not the girl. So there's a bit of conflict. Tevye already said yes to his eldest daughter to marry who she loved, and now he's in conflict, like, am I even still the man in the house, because this is not supposed to happen? But eventually he gives them their blessing, and they are allowed to get married. Unfortunately, the guy has to go back to Kiev for a while, so that's a bit sad, but in the end they find happiness. And then we quickly switch to the third daughter, who meets a guy from the Russian army who are stationed in Anatevka. And initially it's a bit hesitant because, well, he's not Jewish, he's from the army, and the army and villagers aren't really getting along with each other. So, but eventually they talk a lot, they talk about books, they talk about everything, and then they also fall in love. So they also ask for Tevye's blessing, but Tevye is at this point, he's like, no, this can't happen. He isn't Jewish. This is not how it goes. I won't give you my blessing. So he even doesn't call her his daughter anymore. That's also what he tells his wife after the third eldest and her guy run away to get married. So that's a bit of a sad story. Though eventually he gives them God's blessing. So I guess it's kind of okay-ish after a while. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we don't get to linger much longer on that because suddenly the army infiltrates the city saying that, hey, everyone has to leave. Everyone has 3 days to sell everything, to pack their stuff and move out. And at that point, at the last scenes, we see how the villagers have to move out. So that's something to think about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a story.
Thank you, Ilse, for recapping the story for us. Yeah, it's a magnificent story about tradition that unfortunately, again, has a bit of a sad ending, but it also has a lot of humorous parts in it, right? So for everyone who wants to be a part of this great story and join us on this journey, then make sure to sign up through our interest list, and we will let you know more about the audition that are planned for the end of September, beginning of October. You can come out, present your skills, and become a member of the cast or the orchestra or any of the other teams that we have. So as was mentioned before, we are looking for all sorts of people because musical production needs a different kind of experience, different kind of skills. Talking about even marketing or social media and all sorts of administrative tasks, but also stage design, costumes, everything that goes along with it. It's really a massive endeavor. So feel free to join us, whatever your interests are. And let's see. So what kind of people would you say that we are looking for? Is there a specific type?
I wouldn't say so, actually. It's like if you have passion, if you really want to learn new things, you want to perform a musical, you want to be part of something big, I think either way you can just join us. Because like I have no real creative background. Like I do a bit of painting, a bit of everything, but no real creative backgrounds. And I was just like, yeah, oh, I heard about the board, and I was just like, yeah, oh, let's do it. So you can really be literally anyone, and I think we can find a place for almost everyone here.
I agree. I think so too. So definitely don't hesitate and join us. And I'm really looking forward to all the new people to see what comes out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you're not sure or you still have some doubts, you can just contact us with no strings attached or anything. You can ask our questions about anything. So yeah.
Absolutely. And the links are also in the description below for your quick access. Let's talk a bit about, I don't know, what do you want to talk about?
How about Eva? What was your favorite scene in the movie we watched yesterday?
Oh, my favorite scene. I think that's very an interesting question. So like there were two songs actually that I was looking forward to. So two songs that I was looking forward to. First one is the If I Were a Rich Man, which is, I would say, very famous song. And then also the other one, Do You Love Me? So the dialogue between the papa and the mama, who have been married or who have been in an arranged marriage for, what was it, 25 years? No, yeah, 25 years, I think.
Yeah.
So these were the scenes that I was looking forward to because I knew the songs. But actually, right now, what I have, the earworm I have is from the wedding scene, actually. So with the sunrise, sunset, that song. But with the scenes themselves, I don't know. Honestly, I like to pick out one of them. I'm very interested because what we did yesterday. Yesterday we watched the movie. I'm very interested in seeing how that translates and transforms to something that is on stage. Because it's very easy to make a movie, I would say. You can just reshoot everything, but in theater, everything has to fit together. All the movements, the changes in the decor, costumes, people, everything. So for me, it's not even like a favorite scene, but I'm very interested in just seeing how it comes to life on stage. So very much looking forward to that. But how about you?
I was thinking about the scene where Tefja has to convince his wife that their eldest daughter should marry a poor person instead of a rich person. That eventually, like, it's a dream he fabricates. It's not a real dream he has, but he knows his wife is very spiritual. So he's like, oh, if I fabricate a dream, she'll believe me, and then, like, the signs from above and stuff like that. But in that dream, the previous wife of the butcher rises up from her grave and chases everyone around, being very dramatic, and I found that very funny.
Yeah, it is quite a splendid scene, indeed. I was admiring like the face paint of the ghost the most yesterday. I don't know why it captured me so well.
Oh gosh, imagine like having to do that one quickly backstage and then taking it off to become part of the rest of the ensemble again.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a challenge.
That's going to be a challenge, yeah, definitely. Also because so I did makeup for West Side Story last time, and that was quite tricky. I remember I came to the theater like half a day before to make sure that every male cast member gets their pretty face on. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that ghost scene is approached from that angle as well. Ilse, how about you? What was your favorite scene or a scene you enjoyed?
I think about the songs, I think both Matchmaker and If I Were a Rich Man, because those two I already kind of knew, so I was looking forward to that. But the scene I like most, I think, either it's the ball dancing, because that was just also awesome to watch, or I also greatly appreciate Tevye's internal thinking. Like, if he's considering something, all the rest all freezes, and he's like talking to himself, like, on the one hand, I can't allow this tradition, so you can't do it. On the other hand, but on the other hand, like, he just keeps going on, like, but on the other
How
hand.
many hands does he have?
Yeah, it sounds just like my thesis. On the other hand, on the other hand, yeah. So there are a lot of interesting scenes in Fiddler on the Roof as well. And while it does have a bit of a sad or serious ending, there are jokes throughout it. So it's definitely going to be an interesting experience. Awesome. Any other questions from us? Feel free to drop them in the live chat, and we can discuss the topics that you want us to discuss over there. But yeah, just to recap, what InSPE is and does is that we provide students with the opportunity to organize this creative collaboration projects, musical theatre projects previously, and the upcoming one is also a musical, The Fiddler on the Roof. We give you professional creatives with a lot of interesting experiences who will be there to guide you, to teach you, and to make this production happen as well. And in addition, a huge network of people with similar interests than you, as you, and just creating this sort of family effect. We have positions and opportunities for people interested in acting, in singing, either solo singing or choir singing, in playing an instrument, in dancing, also in decor or costume design, general concept design, technical roles such as lighting or sound, also various administrative tasks such as finding enough funding for us, sponsors, but also promoting the production and just staying in touch with everyone and creating this cool community of people. So our half an hour is almost at the end. Marit, Ilse, is there something that you would also like to say to the end of this?
Yeah, I participated in the last 2 productions. I really enjoyed it, and I really think you guys will enjoy it too.
Yeah, I haven't participated in any productions so far, so I'm really looking forward to participating this time and helping organize everything. It would be really awesome to see you all with us on stage.
Indeed, looking forward to meeting you all, and let's have a quick look at what you made, you creative people, during this half an hour. How much did we progress with our crafts?
Well, for my part, it's like I'm almost finished with the kind of the base. So this is the base I have for the sunrise. So it's gonna take some processing still.
Wow. Super nice colors over there. And you, Marit?
Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot, but cross stitching is a slow. Let me see. I made this orange square here.
Nice.
Cool. A very meditative activity then, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing those finished pieces of work on our Instagram, maybe. And if any of you people watching us today joined us in doing this creative ideations or just drawing, then make sure to send your drawings to us and tag us on Instagram and we can see what you came up with. And I would ask if there are any final questions. Now is literally your last chance to drop them in the live chat so we can answer them.
And otherwise, we'll be available the whole week via the intro cloud page as well. And if you fill in the sign up form, we can always contact you too.
Exactly. So the socials are down there: Instagram, Facebook, Discord, LinkedIn, whatever is your preference. Email, just you will always be able to reach us one way or another. So if you have any questions, find us online, and I'm super happy that you joined us today, and I hope to see you soon at the auditions, the latest. Thank you, Ilse and Marit, for joining me to this live stream today, and I hope you all have a really nice weekend.